We've been here before, fighting against the things that make us unhealthy, fearful, and lonely. While fitness centers closed their doors, we opened ours wider. We ran towards the front lines, providing childcare, food, support, and hope. We charged forward. As you begin to reset your life, consider joining more than a fitness center. We are a movement that says yes. Yes to the vulnerable. Yes to the isolated. And yes to swimming, fitness, and Zumba. The YMCA is so much more than a gym. We are a cause. A cause for a better us. Join a cause.
Hi, friends. I'm Lauren. Welcome to Gentle Yoga with the Greater Brandywine YMCA. We're going to find a comfortable seated position. I put out a big mat today, but you can grab your yoga mat or just clear a spot on the floor. Whatever feels right to you now. And whatever position is comfortable. I like cross-legged, but do what works for you. Once you've gotten as comfortable as you can, you're welcome to let your eyes close or be softly gazing. We'll take a moment here to notice our breathing. We'll notice how it feels to be still. We'll welcome in this time to practice yoga. When you're ready, begin to circle your torso around. There's no right or wrong size or speed. We took a moment to notice our breathing. And now we'll notice our body here and how it feels to move. And it's okay if there are tight spots or aches and pains. We'll let that be part of our practice. We'll take another circle or two like this, and then we'll go the other way. Remembering that there's no right or wrong. Letting this movement be gentle. Take another circle or two around, and the next time you find yourself forward, hang down here. Let your back round and your head be heavy. Let your hands find the mat or floor in front of you. Again, we'll notice how it feels to breathe. And maybe it's different with the abdomen folded over. We'll keep breathing, and we'll stay folded over as we walk our hands out, letting our arms go long in front of us. We'll stay folded over as we walk our hands to one side. It doesn't matter what way you go first. We'll walk our hands back to center and then over to the other side. We'll walk our hands back to center. And then we'll walk them in here so that we're carefully sitting up tall again. We might open our eyes or blink out of our softened gaze. And we'll take a gentle twist. Again, it doesn't matter what way we go first. We'll bring the opposite hand to the knee or the hip, and we'll turn as though we were looking behind us. We'll come back to center, and we'll send our twist the other way. We'll come back to center, and we'll let our legs go out long in front of us. Our back is up tall, and we can wiggle or adjust as we find what works for us here. If we need a little more support, we might put our hands down behind us, and we'll begin to point and flex our feet. We'll hold our feet flexed, and we'll move with our breath into a forward fold. Inhale, raise the hands and arms up. Exhale and fold forward. We're not worried about where our hands rest. They can find our legs, our feet, or the floor. We'll let our head be heavy again. We'll keep our feet flexed, welcoming in some length for the low back and the back of the legs. Then we'll let our feet relax. We'll tuck the chin to the chest, pull the belly in, and slowly roll ourselves up. There's no hurry, but when we come up tall, we'll open our arms into a T. If our shoulders or neck are sensitive, we can lower our hands into more of a V here. And with our belly nice and tight, we're going to tilt our torso a little side to side. The movement small here. Take another tilt or two. Then come to center. We're going to let our arms drop down. We'll roll our shoulders up, back, and down. One more shoulder roll. We'll leave them down. Sitting up nice and tall, we'll drop the right ear towards the right shoulder, letting the left side of the neck be long. And we'll bring our head through center and drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Then we'll bring our head back to center. We're going to sweep our hands behind us, letting the palms find the mat or floor and leaning back a little. We'll press our heart space forward. If we like, we'll lift the chin and let the shoulder blades squeeze together. If it's right for us, we can lift into reverse plank, pressing our hips upward, taking our bottom up from the mat. And if we try it out and it doesn't work for us, we'll just lower back down. We'll slowly lower if we've lifted up. We'll carefully sit forward, and we'll return to a comfortable seated position, whatever it is for us today. Friends, we've taken time to connect to our breath and to our body. If there's anything you wanted to focus on in your gentle yoga practice today, feel free to type it into the comments. Also, feel free to type in a nice hello. This is a time to connect to one another as well. As we're giving ourselves time, if we need to comment or share, go ahead. If you're ready to move a little, sitting tall, tuck the chin towards the chest, the back of the neck long. And we'll gently move our head. We can make a circle or a half circle here. fingers circling the head around, go the other way. Take another movement or two with the head. Then we'll let it come to center and to stillness. The chin is tucked towards the chest. The back of the neck is long. Then we'll lift our head up. And again, we'll send our arms into a T. Our palms face down. We're in a comfortable seated position this time. We know we can lower the hands to a V if we need. And once again, we'll tilt a little side to side. Another tilt or two. Then we'll come to stillness, and we're going to turn our palms to face upward. We'll give our fingers a wiggle here. Then we'll let our fingers come to stillness, and we're going to reach up towards the sky. Turn the palms forward. Take a big breath in. With your breath out, bring the hands down to the mat or floor in front of you. We'll think about our back fairly flat here. We've come forward by hinging at our hips. We're going to take a gentle twist for that low back. Leave the left hand down and let's reach the right arm up and back, maybe turning like we're looking over our right thumb. Then we'll lower the right hand down. We'll take our left arm up and back. We'll bring our hand down and we'll carefully sit back. We'll send our legs out long in front of us again. And we'll begin to slowly work our way onto our backs. I'm going to turn to the side. Feel free to scoot forward or adjust so that there's room behind you. Our back is up tall. We'll let our heels press together and our toes turn out. We'll reach our arms forward at shoulder height. We'll tuck our chin towards our chest, pull our belly in. Squeezing the belly and bottom tight, we'll begin to slowly roll back and down.
Take a look at where you've been and how you've come so far. No matter where
Once we
you find
lay
yourself,
down
you're
flat,
always where
we'll let our hands and arms rest at our sides, and we can wiggle or adjust so that we're comfortable. If the low back is sensitive, we might bend our knees and put the soles of the feet down. And we'll wiggle fingers and toes. Then we'll let the fingers and toes come to stillness. We'll turn our head a little side to side.
when it feels like you're walking back, when you're out of luck and
Take another movement or two with the head, then let it come to center and to stillness. We'll move into a little pranayama or breath work. You're welcome to allow your eyes to be closed or softly gazing here. We'll take one hand to our belly and one to our heart space.
all the time.
We'll let our breathing slow down, finding long inhales and exhales.
Mornings come and seasons go and life can get so hard.
All we have to do right here is breathe.
I hope that when you look at you, you see yourself the way that I do.
And as we settle in to our slow breath rhythm, we'll allow the mind to quiet. In our mind's eye, we'll imagine a sailboat. We might see it out at sea.
Just remember that you're not alone.
Maybe we find it in a lake or resting close to shore.
when you're feeling like you're on your own. In that moment, you can
We might imagine ourselves on this sailboat,
that you're not
maybe moving quickly through the water or gently drifting.
that you're not alone.
We'll let this image fill our awareness as we breathe slowly, letting ourselves sail. We'll take one more slow breath here.
Take care of me.
Then we'll gently return to our regular breath rhythm as we drop our hands to our sides.
To keep.
And we might let that image of the sailboat fade from our awareness, or we might hold on to it still as we again wiggle fingers and toes.
All of your
Then let the fingers and toes come to stillness, and we'll turn the head a little side to side.
while we learn the rules. Because my love is here to
Then we'll let our head come to center and to stillness. And now we'll reach the hands and arms up and over our head, letting ourselves stretch out long.
to keep all
We might feel our low back arch a little as we welcome in that length. It's fine. We'll take a big breath in, and with our breath out, we'll hug the knees in towards our chest, coming into cannonball. And now we'll feel our low back press down. If we like, we'll raise the head, neck, and shoulders, drawing our nose towards our knees and letting our back round. If you like, you can rock a little side to side.
I'll catch you if you
We'll come to stillness and lower our head down if it was raised. We're going to place our hands on our knees and push them away from us. And we're going to line up our shins so that they're parallel with the ceiling. Our knees are bent at about 90 degrees. And using our hands and arms, we'll circle our legs around. We want this to be relaxing on the low back. If it's too intense, hug those knees in towards you and rock a little side to side. We'll send our circles the other way.
That's a lifetime guarantee. Keeper of my dreams.
We'll make our way to stillness here. If we had the knees hugged in towards the chest, we're going to push them away. We're going to think about our knees sitting over our hips, our shins parallel with the ceiling. We can go ahead and point our toes here. If our back is sensitive, we can take our hands and slide them under our bottom so that we have some support. We're going to focus on squeezing our belly tight and strengthening our lower abdominals. So with our toes pointed, our knee will stay still, and we're going to move from our hip. We'll go one leg at a time, taking our toes and tapping them down, then coming back, knee over the hip. We'll do the other leg, down and back, and we'll switch. Belly nice and tight, a slow, controlled pace. We're paying attention here and not pulling our knee in towards our chest. This we don't want. It'll keep our lower abdominals engaged to stop the knee right over the hip line. Let's do two more. Let's do just one more. And we'll release, bringing the soles of the feet down to the mat or the floor and opening our arms into a T, letting the palms rest on the mat or floor. We'll twist here. It doesn't matter what way you go first. Let your knees fall to one side and turn your head to the other. We'll let the back lengthen and the belly muscles lengthen as we press our shoulders down. Come to center, and we'll send our twist the other way. Come back to center. We'll bring our hands and arms in at our sides. We'll hug in one leg here with the knee bent and the thigh towards the chest. It doesn't matter what one goes first. And we're going to gently circle it around, now letting that hip space open up a little. Let's send our circles the other way. We'll come to stillness, and we're going to extend this leg up. The one that we've hugged in will reach those toes towards the ceiling. If it helps, we can still hold on to that leg, and we'll circle our ankle. We'll circle the other way. We'll let our foot come to stillness, and with our knee fairly straight, we'll guide the leg in towards us. We're creating length along the back of our thigh. If we like, the leg we're not holding can lay down flat on the mat or floor. We're finding the best stretch for us here. If we like, we can raise the head, neck, and shoulders, drawing the nose towards the knee. Then we'll slowly lower the head if it's raised. And we'll release this leg, letting the soles of the feet find the mat or floor again. The knees point towards the ceiling. And now we'll hug in the other leg. So we're switching sides here. The knee is bent, the thigh comes towards the chest. And we're going to circle it around, moving from the hip. We'll send our circles the other way. We'll come to stillness and extend our leg up, reaching the toes towards the sky. Remembering that we can hold on for support if we like. We'll circle the ankle. Circle the other way. We'll let the foot come to stillness, and we'll find a deeper stretch here, bringing our hands behind the leg and with the knee fairly straight, guiding the leg in towards us. And we can find what works on this side. It's okay if it's different than the other. We might lay the leg we're not holding down on the mat. We might raise the head, neck, and shoulders, drawing the nose towards the knee. Feel what works for you. Then we'll begin to release, lowering the head down, letting the soles of the feet find the mat. The knees point towards the ceiling. We'll build in a little core strength here, which helps support our low back, and we'll keep lengthening the back of the thighs. At any point, if it feels too intense, I would come into that nice hamstring stretch and just hold. We'll begin by hugging in one leg, knee bent and thigh to chest. We're squeezing the belly in tight, and we're going to extend our other leg. We'll find what's right for us. We don't want it to lay down on the mat now, but if there's pulling on the low back, we're going to point point our toes up higher, and if we need to, we can point them right towards the ceiling. So it's a big range here, toes towards the ceiling or leg hovering a few inches above the mat. We're going to switch and hold. See what feels right on this side. Maybe that leg that extends is in a different place, higher up or lower down than on the other side. We're going to take up our pace to help tone those belly muscles. Let's switch our legs, and let's switch. Again, and again. Now if we like, we can raise our head, neck, and shoulders. We're keeping a slow, controlled pace to start. But this is your practice. If you wanted to pick up speed or slow down even more, feel free. If we're looking for a little more core work and a little deeper stretch, we'll bring in a straight leg instead of a bent knee. And it's okay to try something out, decide if it works for you, and let it go if it doesn't. Our belly is nice and tight, and maybe we can feel those belly muscles warming up and strengthening. We'll do 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and our last one to both sides. We'll release, finding cannonball, hugging the knees in towards the chest, lowering the head if it was raised. And then taking a gentle twist, let your knees fall to one side, both arms to the other. We'll leave our face towards the ceiling, and it doesn't matter what way we go first. Come through center and send your twist to the other side. Come back to center, hugging the knees in towards the chest and cannonball. We'll rock a little side to side. We'll rock a little front to back. And we'll use this momentum and whatever else it takes to return to a comfortable seated position on our mats. Take your time here. Find what's right for you. We'll let ourselves sit up tall. We'll lengthen the neck again. Let's drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Now we'll bring the left fingertips down on our side. And if we like, we can walk the fingers away from us. Then we'll carefully walk them back in. We're going to take our right hand to the side of the head and press it back up. Drop that right hand down. Let's send our left ear to the left shoulder. Dropping the right hand. We'll let the fingers walk away from us as we welcome in length. And we'll bring the hand back in. And we'll take our left hand to the side of the head and press it up. Drop the hands down. We'll turn our head like we're looking all the way right. And then all the way left. Bring the head to center. We'll take our gaze up, and if you like, you can lift the chin, carefully tilting the head back. Remembering that it's okay to try something out and to let it go if it doesn't feel right to you. Then we'll bring our gaze, our head to center, and we'll make our way to tabletop, our hands and knees. I'll turn to the side here. Don't be afraid to adjust. If those knees are sensitive, you might rock back and fold up your mat or grab a blanket for more cushion. If the wrists are sensitive, you might make fist with the hands or get onto the forearms. And we'll round our back in cat. Drop the head and tailbone, pull the belly in, press the back up. And then we'll arch and cow, let the belly hang down, lift the head and tailbone up. We'll move a little at our own pace through cat and cow pose. We'll take another movement or two, then we'll come to stillness, finding a flat back, and we'll sit back into child's pose, bringing the bottom towards the heels, letting the arms reach out long in front of us and dropping the forehead towards the mat. We'll welcome in length along the shoulder and upper back as we thread the needle. You can select what arm goes first, but we're going to take one arm and slide it under the arm that's out long, allowing that palm to face the ceiling and the side of the head to drop towards the mat or the floor. Then we'll slide that arm out and we'll thread the needle on the other side. So we're tucking our arm under, the palm facing up, the side of the head dropping towards the mat. Then we'll carefully slide that arm out, returning to child's pose. And from our child's pose, we'll take downward facing dog, tuck the toes under, press the hips and tailbone back and up. We're trying to keep our back as flat as we can and make our bodies like an upside down V. We're pressing away from our fingertips. Our head hangs heavy. If this feels too intense, don't be afraid to move back to tabletop or even child's pose if you like. If it feels good here, we'll walk the dog a little. Bend one knee, press the opposite heel down, and then switch, setting your own rhythm. We'll come to stillness. And from our downward facing dog or tabletop or child's pose, we'll make our way to a standing forward fold, bringing our feet up and letting our back round and our head hang down. If we like, we can rock or sway a little side to side. Then we'll come to stillness. We'll tuck our chin towards our chest, pull our belly in, and slowly roll ourselves up, allowing our head to come up last. When the head is raised, we'll roll our shoulders up, back, and down. We'll take one more shoulder roll here, then we'll leave them down. We'll work our balance a little, coming into a single leg pose. If your mat is thick and you wanted to step off of it, feel free. If you wanted to head to the wall, go for it. It can be helpful to save the dominant leg for last. So if you're right-handed, maybe you stand on your left foot first. We're going to choose our standing leg and shift our weight to it. We'll make our way to tree pose. So the leg we'll be taking up will bend the knee, and from the hip we'll turn the knee out. The sole of the foot will come along the standing leg. We can keep our toes down or slide up. If we like, we can take our hand and place the foot against our standing leg. We can draw our hands into prayer at heart center, and it's okay to be wiggly or to restart. We'll take our hands and arms and reach up, and then we'll open them up here. And we might wiggle our fingers or move our wrist a little if that feels good. Then we'll let our hands and arms come to stillness if they were moving, and we'll release, lowering the arms and bringing that foot back down. We'll come to the other side, so feel your weight on that leg. Our other knee bends and turns out, moving from the hip. Let the sole of the foot connect, keeping it here or sliding up. If you like, place the foot. We'll let our hands find prayer. Not afraid to restart if we need to. We'll reach up. We'll open here. Maybe the fingers wiggle or the wrists move a little. Then we'll find stillness if we can. And we'll carefully release, letting the arms come come down, bringing that foot back. We'll step our feet a little wider than hip distance here. And we're going to make a small change, allowing our toes to turn out and our heels to come in. We'll put our hands on our hips and we'll soften our knees a little bend. And we'll gently circle our torso around. The size and the speed is up to us. And we'll send our circles the other way. We'll make our way to stillness, standing up tall. We'll step our feet together here and bring our hands to prayer at heart center. We'll come forward so that there's room to step back. We'll move together through our sun salutation. I'll turn to the side as we move here, and you'll honor your body and make it right for you. With an inhale, we'll soften the knees and sweep the arms up. If we like, we'll lean back. With a breath out, we'll fold forward, bending or softening the knees so that we bring the palms down to the mat. We'll step our right foot back, having a bend in our front knee. If we feel unsteady here, we can bring that back knee down to the mat. And then we'll carefully raise our chest and arms in our warrior one. We'll bring our hands down. We'll turn our back heel up and we're going to step our front foot back, coming into plank, squeezing our belly and bottom tight. We'll lower down to our belly and we'll press into our palms or forearms, arching our back. And we'll tuck the toes under and send hips and tailbone high, finding our downward facing dog. Here we'll take a big breath in, and with our breath out, bring the feet to the hands, our forward fold. And we'll inhale, softening the knees and sweeping the arms up, standing tall. With an exhale, we'll let the hands float down. We'll inhale prayer and exhale. We'll move through on the other side. Inhale, soften the knees, sweep the arms up. If you like, lean back. With a breath out, fold forward. Bend or soften the knees to bring the hands down. And now we'll step the left foot back, remembering we can lower the knee to the mat if we need, and we'll raise our chest and arms in our warrior one. Then we'll bring the hands down, turning the back heel up. We'll extend our front foot back and come into plank. And we'll lower down to our belly and press into our palms or forearms, arching our back. And we'll tuck our toes under our hips and tailbone high in our downward facing dog. We'll take a big breath in, and with our breath out, we'll bring the feet to the hands in a forward fold. And we'll inhale, softening the knees, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, let the hands float down. Inhale, prayer. Exhale. Let your hands and arms drop to your sides. Turn the palms forward. We'll stretch along the neck again. Let's drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And now we'll take our gaze towards our right thumb. We'll bring our gaze and head back to center. Left ear, left shoulder. Drop your gaze towards the left thumb. Bring the gaze and head back to center. Let the arms hang at your sides. You can shake them out a little if you like. Then roll the shoulders up, back, and down. We'll make the movement a little bigger, lifting the elbows away from us. One more here. We'll let our arms drop down at our sides. Our feet are close together. We're going to come into a seated position. You're welcome to just have a seat or to lower slowly, working through a closed-legged squat. So if you're coming down slowly, let's reach the arms out at shoulder height and lift on to our tippy toes. Squeeze the belly and bottom tight. We'll bend our knees, pressing our hips back, feeling our legs nice and strong. We're going to lower just a little bit more, come down. And now just a little more. Working that ankle stability and the strength along our legs. Let's come a little lower. And again, a little lower. And now we're going to take our gaze down and start to reach our fingers down as we begin to sink, bringing our bottom to our heels, our fingertips towards the mat or floor. If it's too much here, we are just taking a seat. We'll turn our head looking right, then left. Bringing the head back to center. If you're holding this closed-legged squat, we're going to carefully come all the way down, rocking back, legs out long in front of us. Our back up tall, our hands can support us if we need. We'll point and flex our feet. We'll hold our feet flexed. With our breath, we'll fold forward. Inhale, raise the hands and arms up. Exhale, fold. Let the feet relax. Tuck the chin to the chest. Pull the belly in. Carefully roll yourself back up. When you come up tall, place the left hand down. Take the right arm up and over. And now we'll begin to gently tilt side to side. We're setting our own rhythm here. And as we find it, we might allow our eyes to be closed or softly gazing. And in our mind's eye, we might see that sailboat again. Seeing it move through the water. Seeing the color of the sail and letting it fill our awareness. At our own pace, we're taking another tilt or two, then we're making our way to stillness. We may feel comfortable here, or we may decide to adjust into a more comfortable seated position. That image of a sailboat fills our awareness. We feel ourselves drift, float, sail away. We'll take one hand to our belly and one hand to the heart. As we see this sailboat, we'll feel the rhythm of our breath. And we'll share together in the universal sound of Om, releasing it with an exhale. Begin to slow your breathing down. We'll find it together here. Inhale, exhale, Om. We'll repeat it once more. Inhale, exhale, Om. As we breathe slowly, we'll let our hands and arms drop to our sides. Our eyes can remain closed or softly gazing. In our mind's eye, we'll see that sailboat. We'll let ourselves drift and float and sail away here. We may be able to imagine the sound of wind and water. We may be able to feel that sensation of floating or moving quickly over gentle waves. It fills our awareness, and we'll give ourselves a few moments to just be. With our next slow breath out, we'll wiggle fingers and toes a little here. We'll let them come to stillness. We'll open our eyes or blink out of our softened gaze. And we'll take a final breath together. Inhale, raise the hands and arms, palms together in prayer. Exhale to heart center. Namaste.